Welcome to the Fantasy Fictional Podcast. On today's episode, we're doing States, United States of Football. This is Tyler. I'm joined here with Yosh.
What up?
And we're going to each select a full team to represent a football team. All 11 on offense, all 11 on defense.
The twist.
One kicker,
and
a coach.
Okay.
Combining the United States of America. Greg, I'm excited about this one.
You know, it's a very interesting twist we had to it. You got some different aspects you can look at different states for, so it should be interesting.
I'll tell you what, I'm worried about my offense.
I'm worried about bits and pieces, not so much the whole team. I'm gonna have team positions that hopefully will cover other positions.
My wide receiving core in particular, I'm a little suspect about.
I love my receivers. I love my skills.
I'm a little worried about it, I'll be honest.
No, I love my skills.
Do you want to start it off?
No, go ahead. Well,
we're going to start with quarterback.
We have to start with quarterback.
We're starting with quarterback, and
I
think we're on the same page.
On three?
One, two, three. California. Well, I'm glad we're in agreement on that.
You have to. There's no other place that produces quarterbacks like California.
I totally agree. I love the type of person that's quarterback. A confident young man who's not afraid to try and fit it into a tight window, throwing it down the field. I love California quarterbacks.
The heart and soul of West Coast offense. There's no other place like California.
Now, moving on to my next step of my offense.
Yep.
My running back. I'm going with a state here in the SEC.
Okay.
That's known for producing running backs.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Okay.
Georgia's my running back. I'm very confident in Georgia. They know how to run downhill. They're very tough, and they are hyper athletes.
Okay, not too bad.
Who's your running back?
I'm staying with the pack. I want to stay with my running gun offense. I want a little bit shorter, quicker, a little more agile. Washington.
Okay. Kind of more of a scat back, kind of a
little bit more. Thinking about the Huskies up there, so
more like a Matt Forte kind of a running back, or are you thinking more like a Nosha Moreno in that Denver offense kind of running back? Not necessarily
possibly
zone running, not necessarily running downhill power.
I'm not exactly looking to break the holes with this guy.
Okay.
So I want the mobility out there. Running gunning.
My tight end. My tight end is Colorado. I love the mountain men. The mountain men of Colorado.
Interesting you say that. You have them somewhere else.
You have them somewhere else in your team?
I have them somewhere else. I have Colorado.
Of course, this is going to happen. We're going to have the same kinds. Of course, California because quarterback. Now, I have Colorado because I like his height.
Yes.
I like the fact that he's lived and breathed in thin air his entire life.
Okay.
He's in better shape than everyone else.
Yes.
He's not going to get tired.
Okay.
And I love the height. Not necessarily going to be the fastest guy, but I love the size to be a pass-catching tight end.
Okay. Tight end. I went a little bit more towards the Midwest out there. I like the size. I want the beefness. I want someone who's going to understand the game, going to know whose role is going to be coachable, disciplined. Wisconsin.
You went Wisconsin.
Where you at?
Interesting. Now, Wisconsin did have a tight end get drafted this year.
Exactly.
A big white guy, 6'7", 260 pounds.
And that's all size and somewhat ability.
Not a bad play. However, to piggyback on your Wisconsin,
nope.
I have Wisconsin at left tackle.
Left tackle.
Wow. For the fact that
same reason?
Wisconsin puts out enormous human beings on their offensive line. I love the fact that they are hardworking, extremely coachable, extremely disciplined, and that's why they're my left tackle.
That's why I want him. I want the ability. I mean, they're going to have hands, so I want the ability to be able to move that human.
6'6", 315 pounds, left tackle. Love the versatility that Wisconsin gives me.
Left tackle.
Who's your left tackle?
I got to stay in the central. I want Arkansas.
You want
a little beefness out there.
Arkansas.
Yes. Arkansas out there. I like the beefness. I like the discipline. I want a coachable player out there. He's going to know to stay home, and he's going to understand what he's going to, he knows his role.
I have Arkansas at left guard. So we're on the same page here.
Same idea. Okay.
But I simply have Arkansas inside because I like that he's a mauler. I love the fact that he's going to fight you every single snap. You might beat him a couple times, but he's never going to get down on himself. He always believes in himself, and he trusts his technique, and I like Arkansas for that reason.
For your guard?
Left guard, yep.
Colorado.
We're just flipping here. We're just flip-flopping.
We are. Colorado. I went out there with I want that the same reason. I want that gritty mountain man for taking my quarterback on the backside. Center. Ooh. Okay, this is where I like my live, breathe, and die football. Oklahoma.
You went Oklahoma at center.
Yeah. Oklahoma,
interesting.
Where you at?
Interesting.
Yeah, you're going to have somebody who's going to live football, breathe football, born into football, knows nothing but football. I want somebody who's going to be able to lead that offensive line and charge up after.
My center needs to be a smart man. He needs to be a disciplined man.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be a Michigan man.
Michigan?
I love Michigan.
I went a different round with that. I have Michigan, however.
I love the city of Detroit. I love Michigan and Michigan State football. They are the epitome of centers. They are so smart, so tough. They know the technique so well. I like Michigan.
So are you going go green, go white? Is that where you're going with that?
I like go blue. I like the maize and blue, and I love the Spartans. I love the Wolverines, but I love what Michigan brings to the table as a center.
Well, understandable. I see where you're going with that.
Who's your center?
Oklahoma.
Oh, I'm sorry. You already said Oklahoma. Right guard.
Guard. Where is he? Kansas.
I went Iowa. I think for the same reasons we're going.
I think for the same reasons. I want that centralness.
Big
corn-fed big
boys. Right, let's pound the rock. Right guard, attacking, road grader. Let's get downhill and whoop some butt here.
He's going to be able to give that quarterback some little bit more room if he has to bail out. So
Kansas not on my team.
Really interesting.
Kansas is not on my team.
You said Iowa?
Iowa's my right guard, correct.
Ironically enough, not on my team. Did not make my roster.
Philosophical differences in the States. Philosophical differences.
Here we go.
Right tackle.
Another corn-fed boy. I want a little beefness out there. I want him to be able to move
Nebraska. A very, very good pick. I love the discipline Nebraska brings. I love the size that Nebraska has.
And the knowledge.
Very
they know the game very well.
They are diehard fans of Nebraska. When you go to Lincoln, Nebraska, normally that town is the third smallest city in the whole state. On Saturdays in the fall,
every single person.
It's the largest city in the state.
Every single person.
If you are living in Nebraska, you are a Nebraska Cornhuskers fan.
If you're living in Nebraska, your goal is to be a Cornhusker.
Yes.
So, I mean, why not have him on my line? They're going to be big boys out there.
Nebraska, ironically, not on my team. I have Nebraska. I have Minnesota at right tackle.
Man, another philosophical difference. I do not have Minnesota on my roster.
I love what Minnesota brings to the table in terms of their height, their skill, their ability to really play in the cold. I like the fact that cold weather isn't going to bother him and that he's going to dominate, snap in, snap out, even if, for some reason, the temperature gets a little colder per se.
You know, I think Minnesota, I think hockey.
You think hockey? That's totally understandable here. Now, your receiving core.
Oh, this is where I'm excited. My receiving core, to me, I want the speed. I want the ability to get out there. With that California quarterback, I want to be able to throw it and go run after it. Florida.
Now, I love Florida. Not on offense for me.
Not on offense. No, I want that speed. I want that speed and ability out there.
So much.
Yes, I'm all about it. Run it, gun it, fling it down, go get it, look for it.
My receiver is Ohio. I love what Ohio brings. I like Ohio State. Receivers, Chris Carter. I think Chris Carter, a guy who's going to run awesome routes, get open, not, phenomenal athletic skills, although Ohio State has phenomenal athletes. I like the possession receiver from Ohio.
Not a bad idea. Other receivers. Do we have someone?
Well, I'm thinking speed here.
I'm thinking speed.
You want to say it on 3?
Pac-10?
Yeah. Well, you mean Pac-12.
12, yeah.
Then, yes, we're on the same page here. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oregon.
Thank you.
Throw up the O. Yellow O. Oregon. All speed, all day, deep threat. I want them to scare the living daylights out of defenses, and I think Oregon does that.
Going along with the Florida theme, I want that speed on the outside. A lot of Florida boys playing football will also do track. You get that track speed on the outside. It's very dangerous. Oregon, also home of the Olympic trials for track.
Random fact, Yosh over here, loving that. My slot receiver is Jersey. Jersey, we go hard. I want a scrappy guy. I want a guy who's going to go across the middle, isn't afraid of anyone, going to fight anyone if he has to.
The dirtiness.
He's going to block someone. He's going to catch the hard pass in the middle. He's going to get knocked out by the linebacker. He's going to get up. He's going to talk trash, and he's going to do it all over again. I like Jersey.
The grittiness, the shortness, not going to be afraid. He goes through a lot living in the desert, New Mexico.
New Mexico.
I like New
Interesting
Mexico.
play.
They're quiet. They're not going to be expected to do a lot, but they're going to be gritty. So I like them coming across the middle. You can't be afraid to get hit.
Well, that does it for our offense. And now we go to the defense. Something I'm actually very excited about.
This one I'm a little bit patchy here and there. Some positions they're going to have to cover a little bit more.
Personally, I love my defensive line. I love my D-line. And let's start it off. My right defensive end, the stalwart, the best player on my defense is South Carolina. Not just because Jadeveon Clowney got drafted number 1 overall. as the most freakish defensive end ever.
ESPN Top 10 Hall of Fame.
Now, I believe South Carolina, the University of South Carolina, and Clemson, because if you don't know, Clemson is in South Carolina. Both those schools put out phenomenal defensive line players, and specifically defensive ends.
Aren't they the ones who do run down the hill?
Yes, Clemson runs down the hill. Yep, the greatest 10 seconds in sports.
Yes, it is.
Yep, Howard's Rock. South Carolina's my defensive end, specifically my right defensive end.
D end. I want that country boy. I want that quickness, speed plus size. Georgia.
Georgia.
I want that country boy southness. So
I understand it. They have some phenomenal athletes down in Georgia. I just went running back with my guy, but you want the more.
I want him to be able to use his physicality.
Okay, very interesting. On my other end of the D end,
yep,
we're going to keep this a Carolina thing going. North Carolina is my other defensive end.
Is that are you a P.D. Pablo fan?
Oh, because this one's for North Carolina. Go on and raise up. North Carolina, the University of North Carolina is nicknamed D-Line U. They put out defensive linemen every single year, no matter how good or how bad they are. There's a defensive lineman every year drafted from North Carolina. I love what they do. I love what they do year in, year out. They're extremely hardworking. They're freak athletes. And they're the home of the greatest defensive player ever in the history of football, Lawrence Taylor. Alumnus of North Carolina.
Very interesting, Lawrence Taylor. All right, cool. My other DN, I want someone who's a little bit more smart. I want the brains out there to be able to know whether he needs to stay home, get in the way of the passing lines. Pennsylvania.
You're going Pennsylvania.
Give me the pen.
I like the grittiness of Pennsylvania. I worry about the size of Pennsylvania. I worry about that. The smart is there.
So
Penn State's a phenomenal academic school. Phenomenal.
His brains are going to be able to. I'm hoping that it's one of these holes that I'm
little undersized.
But
the football IQ is there. I just worry about him being dominated physically.
And that's where I'm going to have to help with other positions that I got. You will find out. Shoot.
D tackle.
D tack. I went another one. I went with Country Boy. Tennessee. Now, Tennessee is big boys out there.
Tennessee is actually, per capita, the largest humans in the entire country. Mostly due to obesity rates, but they are the largest person. But then I'm sure that's why you went D tackle with them.
Fill up that clock, fill up that middle. You're not going to be able to get through.
That one technique, he's there to just destroy double teams, chew up grass. I like it.
Maybe if I have to, I'll put him over there with a pen so they can even out.
I like it. Put him on the left side.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't mess with Texas. You really don't.
You really can't.
And that's why Texas is my defensive tackle. They're my one technique. I'm sorry, no. Actually, no. Texas is my three technique. I like Texas's versatility, his speed, his overall athleticism for being a 300-pound guy. I love the kind of people and the players Texas puts out on the defensive line every year. I'm excited about Texas. Hook 'em. No. Gig 'em. All the schools that are in Texas have good defensive lines because that's what they're born to do. Texas is my defensive line.
I'm going to use that same theory for Texas, however, in a different position, not at 300 pounds, more at maybe 2.25.
Oh, okay.
My other, what was it, tackle, right?
D-tackle.
I'm going with potatoes. I want that hefty boy from Idaho sitting right there in the middle.
Dark horse pick here. Idaho, not even on my roster.
I don't think it's going to be on anyone's roster, to be honest, but hey.
Idaho at D-tackle.
I'm showing Idaho some love here. You got to reach out. You got to think outside the box a little bit.
I mean, that's the Boise State play. Overlooked. I get where you're going. Wow. Interesting.
I'm taking a gamble out there. Idaho, please don't disappoint me.
My other D-tackle, Roll Tide, Roll, and War Eagle, because Alabama is going to dominate at the defensive tackle spot. They're my one technique. They're there to eat double teams. They're there to grab grass, eat double teams, and let the linebackers make plays. Alabama is dominant on the defensive line, and that's what I'm hoping for.
And, Alabama's that one team I slipped on. They slipped mine. I forgot to put them in there. It should be on my roster.
And those things are going to happen on draft day. I mean,
we got 50 states out there.
Exactly. There's a lot of talent. Sometimes they slip through the crack.
Linebackers. Should we start in the mid?
I think we should.
This is where I'm going locals only, bro. I'm going to bring my Islanders out there in the middle. So hey, you better cover that land, Palamo.
Wow, you have Hawaii at the mic. At the
Aloha.
Wow. I have Pennsylvania at the mic linebacker. Penn State is known as linebacker U. I love the kind of linebackers Penn State puts out. Matt Millen in particular. I know you know him as the guy who tanked the Lions in the front office, but he was a phenomenal. He has 4 Super Bowl rings, and an All-American at Penn State as a linebacker. He is the epitome of linebacker. Love his smarts, love his tenacity. I love what the Pennsylvania man, hard-working, discipline that comes through. Pennsylvania is my Mike linebacker.
I want that Islander speed out there. Middle
that
control
middle?
In the middle. I want him to be able to bring the hat. So when you have that running back coming through the A-hole.
In that similar vein,
yep.
I have Oklahoma at my outside linebacker.
My outside, I got Michigan.
Okay. You went Michigan.
That's where I went. That's where I took Michigan. The same reasons why you have them is almost the same reasons why I want that smart discipline to be able to stay home. I want that size. He's going to be able to cover ground. I want him to know that he's got more than one option. He's got to make the smart one.
Ironically, I have this, for the same reasons that you have Oklahoma as your center. I have Oklahoma outside linebacker for really the same reasons why we're flipping here.
Yeah.
I love the size. I love the speed, but I also like the IQ, the football IQ, because as a linebacker, you have to be able to clean up problems that the defensive line does. You have to be able to read things. You have to have great instincts. And Oklahomans have lived football their entire life, and that's why I have them at linebacker.
I got Big Blue out there. My other outside, I'm going to Kentucky.
Kentucky, interesting play. Why?
Kentucky, it's another big boy out there. Stay towards the middle. I want him to bring the hat when he has to. He's going to be able to cover anything that's going across.
I went a little different direction. I went Missouri for my linebacker. Mizzou. I like what Mizzou's done recently.
Yeah.
I like what they do in pass coverage. I love he's not a great pass rusher, but I love what Missouri can do for me in the pass coverage department. I see this linebacker having at least 4 or 5 interceptions in the year, and I'm excited for what Missouri can do for me in the passing game.
If I would have had a different defense, I probably would have took Mizzou, but with the defense I've set up, they weren't going to make it on my roster.
Who is your other? Kentucky's your
Michigan and Kentucky, my outside
linebackers. Going to the secondary now.
Secondary. This is where I get a little excited.
Going to the secondary. I love my corners, but I'm a little shaky at safety.
My safety is the prime reason of what you were saying earlier, that sizeness, except yours is at 300, mine's at maybe 2.25, 215. Texas, covering the field. I want him to have that eagle eye from the back. I want him, when you launch that deep ball, I want him to be able to go run and go after it. Much like Florida and California, Texas boys can move out there.
Texas is nicknamed DBU. If you ever watch Monday Night Football, if a player from Texas is introducing himself, he'll say, "From DBU, Texas." So Texas is a phenomenal pick. I probably missed. I went the big side of Texas. Greg went the defensive backside. Yosh went the defensive backside from Texas. It's a great pick, just a philosophical difference. My pick is Virginia. Now, the Barber brothers, Tiki and Rondé, both phenomenal athletes. One's going to the Hall of Fame. The other one, he's a phenomenal running back. Now, I love what Virginia does, and I specifically love what Virginia Tech safeties do. The Fuller brothers, Vincent Fuller, 11-year veteran in the NFL. Cody Fuller, he's with the Lions right now. Kendall Fuller, who just got drafted. They're going to be studs. I love what Virginia Tech does. I love Beamer ball. I love what they do on the back end. Virginia safeties.
I can agree with it. Texas, my thing. The first thing I think when I picked up Texas was Texas versus SC. Shut down Reggie, shut down man. Coverage couldn't beat him. Couldn't get around him.
My second safety is Illinois. Maybe not the biggest guy, maybe not the most athletic guy, but I love the IQ of Illinois. Again, Illinois, very smart school. The University of Chicago is a top 5 academic school in the country. I love the Illinois man at safety. He's the eraser. If there's a mistake mentally, he's going to be there to clean it up. Is he the most athletically gifted person in the world? No, but I don't need him to be. I've got phenomenal athletes surrounding him, and he's the brains back there. I love Illinois as my free safety.
My thing is strong safety. I want someone who's going to be able to bring it. He's got the strength. He may not be the smartest, but he's going to be coachable. Do you know where the home of John Cena is? Boston, Mass. I want my Massachusetts boy out there. When I think of John Cena, I want that grittiness. I want that guy who's going to be able to work. I want that guy who's going to be strong, get to the gym, lift those weights, and then he's not going to give up.
And now we go to our cornerbacks. And this is really what I'm most excited for, because I love my corners.
I have faith in my corners. I like one more than the other. I think we might have similar views in this one too.
Both of mine are from the SEC. And what are you thinking for yours?
Yeah. One of them, I got One of them, yes. One of them, I'll say Mississippi. I like my Mississippi down south.
You like Mississippi.
I like the speed out there. You're not going to be able to get around Mississippi.
Mississippi's not on my team.
Them boys can move.
Not on my roster.
Them boys are going to be able to move, and he's not going to be weak either. You're not going to be able to push him down easily.
I think we might be in agreement here for me, my first corner. For you, it's your second corner. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Louisiana. The Boots. Love players from Louisiana. Tyrann Mathieu, Eric Reed, LSU defensive backs, in particular corners.
LSU is known for great defense.
Morris Claiborne, number 1 corner for the Cowboys from LSU. Louisiana puts out phenomenal corners. I love LSU. I love the Mad Hatter. Louisiana is my cornerback. And
again, more speed out there, more quickness, toughness. You're not going to be able to push him down. He's going to be able to stand up with you. He's going to be able to use his hands. You're going to have a real difficult time getting that receiver open with the wee guy out there.
And this brings me to my second corner. For the same reason that Yosh had him at receiver, I have him at corner. Florida. I want a freak athlete. He's going to be able to run with you all day. He's going to be in your face. He's going to be jacking you up. I love Florida corners.
The Gators out there.
Going to special teams now.
Special teams. This one, a bit of a reach.
I struggled with kicker.
Bit of a reach. It's kind of hard. Picked California already. Picked Florida already. Picked a lot of the athletic states already. I went with somebody. They're going to be used to performing in different types of environments, so the pressure shouldn't be that much to them. Ohio.
A lot of wind. A lot of wind in Ohio. So maybe he's used to kicking in wind? Is that what you're thinking?
Cold. He used to being in cold. He can be in the heat. Humidity shouldn't be a problem with him, so he'll be able to kick you. Pressure on.
I like Arizona. Arizona is my kicker. A kid, I don't want him to be a diva. He's just going to come into work every day. He's used to the blistering heat, just like pressure. It's blistering, and I want him to not flinch under pressure. Arizona is my kicker.
He can be my water boy. He knows how to stay hydrated.
Wow. Just no love.
No
love. No love for the Wildcats.
Head coach, who's leading your
Head coach,
who's putting the mic on?
I struggled with this one as well, but I eventually came to the conclusion of, I want a guy who trusts his gut. I want a guy who believes in himself and believes in his statistics. A guy who's going to, kind of play the odds from time to time.
Oh, no.
I have Nevada as my head coach.
Does he bogey?
I love Nevada.
You gambling monster.
I love that he's a gambler. He's going to take risks. I want a coach who's going to put it all on the line, trust his team, and take a big risk. I love that. Nevada's my head coach.
I want a coach who's going to know the game. He may not be the most athletic guy out there, but he knows the game. He's old school. He understands what players need to do. Jets fans out there, Giants fans out there, New York. Put the mic on. Grab the clipboard. Bring it out.
New York. Home of Vince Lombardi, by the way. Vince Lombardi from Brooklyn.
New York. You got to. When you got something named after you and you're from there, how can you not teach the team?
That's a very interesting team there, Yosh. All right. So, let us know below. Comment, subscribe. Please rate us. Let us know your thoughts. Tweet at us at 3FPod on Twitter. Let us know who won. Team Tyler,
Team Yosh,
with by far the best defense that you're really ever going to see ever. So don't even worry about that other guy. But thank you for joining us. Rate, comment, subscribe below. Follow us.
Share it to your friends.
Tweet us at tweet3fpod on Twitter. Thank you for joining us. Have a good one.
Later.